Welcome to Talk Purpose and Truth with Eden and Kim, shifting you into higher consciousness, the show that elevates, uplifts, and encourages listeners to grow, heal, awaken, and evolve. Eden and Kim include bold topics, special interviews with inspiring guests, intuitive readings, channeled messages from beyond, including celebrities, hot topics to expand your awareness, and time for questions from the audience. Tune in for unprecedented truth, authenticity, on-purpose discussions, and magical moments.
And this is a little excerpt from Jake Woodward. Woodard. Okay.
Yeah.
How to heal, and it's about how to heal body shame. That's the title of it. So start with the roots of the pain. Who shamed your body who shamed your body at a young age? Who taught you that you needed to be physically perfect in order to be happy in this life? As you connect deeper to your soul, you will see your body as a divine vessel. If you were to walk through the forest and wouldn't judge the imperfections of the trees, animals, or plants, you just accept them as being perfect in nature. You come from nature. Close your eyes and place your hands over the parts of your body that you dislike most and say, I love you and appreciate you every day.
Wow.
It's nice.
Yes.
Good
it's like
reminder.
training your mind to love and accept yourself, and then I think you actually are in the place for more change and transformation if you can do that.
Yeah. So what it's keyword if you can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I will admit that it came really easy for me to have a great body all my life until I started having hormonal issues the last 3 years, and all of a sudden different things they put me on suddenly just made me gain crazy weight. Not crazy weight, but for me, it's just like, going one or two sizes too bigger for me, it was just kind of shocking because I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm in the beginnings of my pregnancies again. And so, it's been, I have to work way harder now to get back to where I was, but it's been a challenge to look in the mirror and say, I love and accept myself. But I feel like it's a great lesson because it helps me relate to everyone more,
Right, because you now, you never had that struggle before.
Right.
And yeah, I get it. Well, for me, I've had it a lot longer than you have for different reasons. And I'm just recently now finding out why. I kind of blocked I put an armor around my body, which is the weight for me. I always knew that concept, but I never knew the why part. So now I'm just now I'm able to figure out why with some help. And it's truly profound, but it's, a lot of ancestral old beliefs that I was carrying, I was kind of repeating. And so working through that is pretty astounding for me. But I've always had that struggle too. And when, a lot of times people will say, you just need to love yourself. And then you could be, you could have it all. You could be thin. But that's not the answer. I mean, loving yourself for sure, but how do you love yourself? You could say it, but it's fake. It always felt fake for me. So, now I'm just now starting to learn like the real, what true loving yourself really is. So, and it's not looking in the mirror as much as, and like saying, seeing a thin body as much as I thought that's what the answers were. So, anyways.
Right. And I think this is a great topic I think a lot of our audience members are going to relate in some way. Mm-hmm. And even if you're listening and you're just interested in wellness and looking your best or feeling your best, this is going to be a great episode for you. And we are really excited and honored to have Rachael Newsham in from New Zealand. Well, she's not really here. She's here on Zoom. She has inspired tens of thousands to get hooked on regular exercise, trained thousands of instructors, and developed hundreds of workouts along the way. She's committed to helping the world fall in love with fitness and truly believes in sharing lessons learned while training for her own mental fitness. She wants to help throw light on the previously stigmatized areas of mental health and well-being, as she believes mental health goes hand in hand with physical health. an internationally renowned speaker, program director, choreographer, and celebrity trainer for Les Mills. And we know her through Glenn Marsden, the Imperfectly Perfect campaign. She's done a lot of wonderful work for them. And I just love that she's so real. And even being so well known and celebrated for what she does, she's just totally authentic. So welcome, Rachael.
Thank you very much, ladies. It's just cool to be invited to be part of something on the other side of the world. Everybody's looking for that connection, and it's lovely to meet you both through Glenn and his Imperfectly Perfect campaign. It's kindred spirits, it's like-minded souls, it's finding growth within each other, and I'm just really honoured that you would think to invite me, so thank you very much.
Yeah, now we have a new friend from New Zealand.
Yes. Yes,
absolutely.
Who lives
we've
there?
We've been picking up a lot of friends from Minnesota, Australia, so now we have New Zealand.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just a little bit further south of Aussie. It's funny. A lot of people sort of bump into you overseas and say, "Oh, so what's life like down under?" So I sort of start to talk and say, "I've always wanted to go to Aussie." Some people get confused and think New Zealand
they don't
is
know
an
the difference of the accents, right? I know.
I think these days a bit more so. I think our Prime Minister has helped put New Zealand on the map a little more.
Right. And I was telling Rachael that my best friend Jackie, I'm really close to her and her family, and they're originally from New Zealand, and so I grew up knowing the difference between each one, and got to go all over Australia. So I'm putting it out there on my dream board to go to New Zealand soon.
Make it happen.
Yeah. I'll tag along.
Right.
Okay, so getting into the questions, the interview, you are definitely known to be very authentic and humble and grounded. And I believe in your field, people see that, and you're different than a lot of the other well-renowned speakers and trainers out there. So what is the difference? How do you stand out in that way?
Good question. Thanks, Ellen. It's lovely to be seen, actually. It's really lovely to hear that, because we are who we are. We're born who we decide to be. And I didn't get into the fitness industry because I wanted to be a presenter or an influencer. In fact, there was no such thing when I started. I started teaching in the fitness industry because I felt my best. I felt the best version of myself. I felt happy. I felt joy, and I saw it on the faces of people that came to my classes. And I surrounded myself with people that felt the same way. So I got into it a long time ago when it was a different place than it is now. And in defense of everybody in the fitness industry, I think people have jumped on the bandwagon of the fitness industry to make a name for themselves, because everybody looks at health and fitness as a beauty thing. And okay, maybe it is to some people. Maybe that's what they see as beauty, but to me, beauty is in the inside. And I recognize beauty as something on the inside. So when something hasn't felt in alignment with me, for whatever reason, I may have had the answer, I may have not. I'm just sensing that it didn't suit me, it didn't serve me, I didn't feel good following that pathway. I just didn't, and that's helped keep me true to who I am, which is keeping it real. And keeping it real means don't get caught up in the glitz and glam of the smoke and mirrors of celebrity status, because the people are who make you the celebrity, whatever that means in a word. So, and for me, it didn't feel right. I didn't want the glitz and the glam. That's not what I was about. I was about the joy and the happiness and the good feels that I got from doing a workout and sharing that with other people. So maybe just listening to my inner voice has helped me keep in alignment with who I am, and that's helped me keep it real.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yes. And I think that it sounds like you're very intuitive, because you mentioned like what you were sensing, what you were feeling. And so I think that's great advice for everyone, to start practicing getting in tune with that as well. And earlier we were talking about body shaming, and what is your take on that? And have you ever experienced any struggles or self-sabotage with that?
What is my take on body shaming? Yeah, this is a really big area for people, and specifically in where we are at the moment, we're looking ahead and we're looking back as a generation. You know, who came before us, who's coming after us, and we're witnessing an effect or an impact of right now on the next generation. You know, 8-year-olds. They did a study in New Zealand, and the results have just come out this last week, that 8-year-old children are aware of body image. 8-year-old children are aware of body image, which means they're aware of what is deemed good and bad. And at 8 years old, I barely looked in the mirror. I had no understanding of body image. Nobody spoke about it. Nobody cared about it. So now it bothers me a great deal, and it has done for a while, as I've witnessed a skew. I mean, it's always been there. I grew up, I was born in the late 70s, so I was around with the supermodels of the waif-thin look, which was the Elle Macpherson, Cindy Crawford. I mean, Cindy had these beautiful hips, and she just had some meat on her bones, but it was also quite popular to be stick thin, and I've seen many different trends come and go. And I've not really understood any part that I can play in it until I realized that as a fitness role model, people look to us. And now, because of social media, even more so, look to the influencers on that platform as to what's good and bad. And unfortunately, we're being driven by algorithms.
Right.
And those algorithms are, people are popular because they look a certain way, and therefore that becomes the social standard, and that bothers me because, in essence, you can't take your body into the next life, whatever your faith, whatever your religion, whatever your belief is. My belief is that, like, I have been gifted with this body, and I will do with it what I can, but what's truly important is how I care for people, how I care for myself, and how I treat others. That's the marking of the man or the woman. So I really want people to look at it differently and stop conforming to what these algorithms are telling us needs to be as hot and beautiful. Because what's beautiful now is being able to get out of bed in the morning with a smile on your face and face a world of conflict and divisiveness and frustration, and lead with love and show kindness to your neighbors, to your friends, your colleagues, when the world is literally on a knife edge of frustration and fear, and the world is in a struggle at the moment. And I think what's beautiful is to face that and still smile and still send love out into the world. And that doesn't come from the size that your waist or your bust or your butt or your thighs are. You know, that comes from how robust your character is, how strong your sense of self is. You know, the work on the inside is going to be more important going forwards than the work that we do on the outside.
I got chills.
I know, I do. Oh,
yeah, I know. I can
we need
really
all
resonate.
Of us to hear that,
Yeah.
so thank you. Yeah, especially right now. Woof.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So much. And you talk about mental health and I don't know if it's versus mental fitness or it's all one and the same. Would love for you to explain that a little bit to us and give us some tips on it.
Yeah, so physical fitness, that's what I got involved with. Being able to sweat and smile, right? Which is challenging because sweating means your heart rate's going up and you get uncomfortable and your brain says, oh, I'm uncomfortable, this is not good. So I specialize in doing things that make me happy whilst I'm exercising because I know I'll be more inclined to do it. Hence the concept of fall in love with fitness, not obsession, not anything sort of either side of the spectrum, but just something that makes you feel fit and healthy. And fitness is strength, flexibility, mobility, stamina, a lot of different things. And these are the components of fitness that we talk about or that we study when we learn about it. So in order to be physically fit, you need some flexibility so that you can touch your toes maybe. Wouldn't that be great? So you can bend down and pick up your kids. Mobility so that you can get up out of the sofa without taking 3 or 4 steps to straighten up because you've got stiff. strength to be able to lift a pair of ladders, like functional strength, that kind of stuff. And we talk about it all the time, and it's widely deemed acceptable, and we recognize it as humans that we need these things in order to be fit for life. What we don't accept is how to be mentally fit. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a bridge between physical fitness and mental fitness so that people can look at it with a fresh pair of eyes and recognize that you can address your mental health in the same way you address your physical health, to break away the stigma of, I don't need to discuss my mental health, I don't need to talk about mental health, it's not a thing. It blimmin' is. It is. Let's stop pretending. It wasn't in the past because we didn't understand it. We didn't understand the brain. We're evolving, and it's okay. It's okay to have a past. We can leave it there. Mental health in the past had a stigma. Well, let's leave it there because it's not going to serve us going forward. So let's look at how to, for example, when you're feeling a little bit stretched at work because your capacity is being tested, there's too much on your plate, your work plate, you're doing too much, your boss is giving you too much because they're low on staffing. You need to learn to be flexible mentally. So that means being able to sort of recognize, why am I getting shitty? Why am I getting frustrated? Why am I getting pissed off with my peers and my colleagues? I've reached capacity. I need to be flexible. I need to just pause, breathe, inhale, and as I exhale, extend a little more. Exhale, breathe in, exhale, extend a little more, and treat that with less rigidity, like it's this or it's this, and this is all I do.
Yeah.
Learning to be flexible. Sometimes you wake up and you're just too tired mentally, and you don't realize, you think, I'm physically tired, but you realize you haven't done anything all week. You haven't been for a walk, you haven't been for a bike ride, you haven't been swimming, you've done nothing that should fatigue you, but you feel tired. That's mental fatigue. That's too many decisions, too many thought patterns, too much neurological fatigue. And in order to do that, you need to recognize, okay, I'm going the distance here. This isn't a sprint. This is more of a marathon this month. So I need to train my mental endurance to accept that I'm not going to be able to fix this task in the next 24 hours. I need to look at it as a 7-day job. It's something I will do over the course of the week or 2 weeks, and framing things in a sense where, okay, that just tested me. Last month was challenging, but I have developed some mental endurance. And what can I take from that? So that's what I'm trying to do, just to sort of give you the top level of that, to help people just look at it slightly differently and go, okay, this is what I'm experiencing. I'm not nuts. I'm not bonkers. I'm not losing my mind. I've not gone, speech marks, mental. I'm just having a human experience.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
For more information on Eden, go to edensustin.com. For more information on Kim, go to kimlifecoach.com. Make sure to follow them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Talk Purpose and Truth Podcast. If you loved this episode, you'll love every episode. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thank you for listening.